Hey there guys, so today's video has a bit strange framing, but it is because I couldn't fit both me and this sign in very well. If you could tell from the title, I am doing a Pottery Barn hacks video, and I'm actually doing this video with several other ladies here on YouTube. Each of us chose a Pottery Barn Halloween decoration off of their site and decided to try to make it ourselves to see how much money we could save. This collab is actually hosted by Brittany, or Bits of Paradise. A lot of you guys may already know she's one of like my best friends in the world. We met through YouTube, we've hung out, we both actually had daughters about 3 months apart. My second daughter there first, which they had through an adoption. I love her to death. And so she's hosting this, and there are a bunch of other ladies as well. I'll have their videos down below if you want to watch them. And I will also have a direct link to this decoration behind me, the Pottery Barn version, so you can compare and contrast if you want to hop over there quick so you can see what the original was and then take a look at mine. You can do that, doesn't matter to me, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the original Pottery Barn one was $30, and I ended up only spending, I think it was $10 and like 30 something cents. So I saved around $20, and this project actually only took about 2 hours long. So I would say that it's worth saving $20 to spend 2 hours on. It was super simple. The hardest part was doing the spiders, because I did have to freehand that, but that was really the only freehanded part. So for this project, all you're going to need is burlap, obviously. You will need some sort of stencil. You could go ahead and print it off online and cut it out if you want, but I don't have time for that. And then you're gonna need 2 types of paint. I got the dark brown to kind of dirty up the burlap and make it look a little bit older and rustic like the Pottery Barn one had. And then you're obviously gonna need the black to do the stenciling for the letters. And then the last things you're going to need is some kind of sponge paintbrush. I also used like a plain sponge, and random, but you'll see later, I used a twist tie for part of this as well. So let's just hop right into it. The first thing that I did was go ahead and cut the burlap to the size that I want. I just took the stencils and I kind of sized it to figure out what I wanted, and I wanted kind of an inch or so on each side of the stencil, and so that's what I ended up going with. So then I just cut out the 14 rectangles that I needed. The good thing about it being burlap and a more rustic type of decoration is it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need every single piece to be cut perfectly the same. And then after I was done cutting them out, I did the sponge painting first to make them look a little bit older. And all I did was just put the brown paint on a paper plate. I took about half of a tablespoon of water and mixed that in together. I did add a little bit of black to mine because it wasn't quite as dark as I wanted it. So I did that just to make the brown a little bit darker, and then I took the sponge dry, got very little amount on there, and then very lightly brushed over the burlap with it. So after that, I went straight on to stenciling, and I got the stencils from Joann Fabrics, and they were only about $5, not on sale, but Joann's always has coupons. Word of the wise, do not ever buy anything from Joann's without a coupon. You can go online and they usually have a 50% off one item, 40 or 30% off your entire purchase. So yeah, never go to Joann's without the coupons. So all I did was just stick my stencil on, and then I took this sponge paintbrush and I sponge painted over all of the letters, all 14 of them. Is when I had to do these spiders. I actually tried a spider web. It did not turn out well, which is why you don't see any on here. I tested it first. I didn't like it, so I nixed that and just stuck with the spiders, and I just freehanded a few spiders on the different letters to give it more of a little Halloween vibe and to add just a little bit more to it. And the Pottery Barn had these spiders as well, and that's where obviously I got the idea. And then next was adding the jute to it. All I did was just take the jute and I just folded over the top of the burlap, and I used super glue. So I just super glued it. I just put like a streak of super glue and then held it, and then that was enough. It's not heavy, so you really don't need like a crazy glue for this. You could use hot glue if you wanted. I didn't feel like burning my fingers, and the type of super glue I just used a paper straw to push down on it so that I made sure not to get it on my fingers, and it was super easy. But make sure that when you're doing that you actually glue the letters on in the correct order, because I glued mine on backwards. Oh my gosh.
What?
I put it all on backwards.
Oh no.
So after I was done with that, I ended up just cutting off some bows and making bows separately, which you guys can't see in this frame, but the ends just have little bows, which might seem counterintuitive for Halloween, but with the burlap theme, it actually looks super cute with it. I really think that this DIY is actually a really good one for someone who's not like a super creative person, because almost everything besides the freehanding of the spiders, which you don't have to do, all you're using is stencils and scissors to cut a rectangle. And like I said, using the sponge, that's probably the hardest part, but I thought it was very simple to do. Like I said, it only took me 2 hours, and I ended up saving around 20 bucks, so pretty good deal. So that is actually going to be it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Of course, like I already mentioned, down below we'll have all those other ladies and their videos so that you can check them out and see what they decided to make from Pottery Barn, how much they saved, and how exactly they made it. And thank you, Brittany, for putting on this collaboration. I had a lot of fun doing it. I definitely wouldn't have like done something like this on my own, just on the whim. Brittany always has like the best ideas. That is going to be it though. Next week I am actually going to be doing another Halloween themed video, and it has to do with food. We like food, so come back for food. If you're not subscribed already, or if you're new from any of the other ladies' channels, or just happened upon this video and recommended, welcome to my channel. I am a mom of 2 daughters. I have one who will be 2 here in this coming New Year's, which is crazy. And then I just had my youngest daughter on April 11th of this year. So very close together. It's not easy, but it's definitely a lot of fun. So that's really it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.